So let's talk to them a minute. First of all, Timothy, we'll start with you. What challenges to your faith have you faced at school?
I know now that I'm in high school, some challenges that I face in high school is that I think once every 6 to 9 weeks, the school would hold an assembly where they would gather the whole school, and at every assembly, they would always start with a flag ceremony or singing of the national anthem. And that brings a lot of challenges for me because, out of about roughly 2,500 kids, you want the field witnesses that are just sitting there while everybody's standing up, and everybody's looking at you, and sometimes I feel like since everybody's looking at you, you get more attention than the flag gets. I think another challenge that I face is sooner or later, someone will ask you about your beliefs, and you have to know how to respond. But I think the greatest challenge that I face is trying very hard to remain loyal to Jehovah, because some classmates will look at you and they will try to pressure you to stand up and join with them. So.
Okay, thank you. Well, we'll come back to you on it a little later. Let's go to Hannah next. Hannah, how would you answer that question? What challenge to your faith have you faced at school?
Well, being in orchestra, especially at this time of the year, the teacher wants us to play music like holiday music, or even if it's not, it might be patriotic music. And then, like what he said, then classmates would wonder, because when they're playing, then sitting there not playing, then they would wonder why I wouldn't play holiday music.
Mm-hmm. Have you done anything to sort of address that challenge up ahead?
Oh, well, at the beginning of the year, I usually tell the teacher of my beliefs and how I wouldn't feel comfortable playing those type of music. And then with when other classmates ask, then I usually go home, do research, and then come back with a response. So doing research does help.
Great. Okay, well, let's go to Timothy again here. We'll start with you on this one. How have your parents and others helped you meet these challenges?
My parents have been a great help. I know when I'm faced with these challenges, we usually address them at our family worship. Sometimes we have family worship where we just talk about the needs of the family, and this is a great time for my sister and I to bring up these problems that we face at school. And we usually have practice sessions, which really help a lot. Another factor I can think of is the spiritually minded brothers and sisters in the congregation. Big help. My parents would invite them sometimes over to their dinner. It's a great opportunity to talk to them, and they have maybe some ideas to how to anticipate the problems that might arise.
Yes. Okay, good. Thanks. Well, let's let Hannah answer that. Let me restate it, Hannah. How have your parents and others helped you meet the challenges you've faced?
Well, my parents and the other brothers and sisters who may have knowledge to that subject, they would, when I talk to them on that, they would usually give me suggestions on how I could reply. And then they would also, my parents would sometimes tell me to do research, and then my brother would help me with the research on the computer.
Okay, it's good to have that kind of handy resource there, isn't it? Okay. Excellent. So finally, here's the last one. What has given you the courage, Timothy, we'll start with you, given you the courage to speak up about your Christian beliefs?
Well, I don't think any of us here has faced a problem where we have not come to Jehovah for help. Prayer is a big factor. And also, I know working with some of the elders out in field service, talking about your problems and them encouraging you. Like I said, always being prepared ahead of time. The more prepared you are, the more confidence and courage you have to address the situation.
Very good. And Hannah, what about you? What's given you the courage to speak up about your beliefs?
Well, practically like what he said, being prepared, because then you'd be confident. But then also praying, because then you would rely on Jehovah, and you know that He would take care of you.
All right. That's wonderful. Thank you both very much for those.